Ardelyx, ARDX, is trending as investors unpack a cluster of meaningful fundamental developments that could reshape the company's long term revenue outlook, even as the stock's price action continues to frustrate parts of the shareholder base. A major focal point is Fosun Pharma's Wan Ti Lei, the China market version of Ibsrela, being included on China's national reimbursement drug list. In the community's view, this is a potentially transformational catalyst as NRDL inclusion significantly lowers patient out of pocket costs and can accelerate adoption at scale across China's massive IBS-C patient population. Investors are actively modeling what this could mean for royalty streams and milestone payments to Ardelyx, with some suggesting the China opportunity remains underappreciated in current valuations. At the same time, analysts are growing more constructive, with discussions pointing toward possible target price increases driven by continued strong U.S. IBS Rela sales and expanding prescriber confidence. Bulls argue that IBS Rela is quietly establishing itself as a durable commercial asset rather than a short lived launch story. Adding to the longer term growth narrative, Ardelyx announced the initiation of a phase 3 trial evaluating IBS Rela in chronic idiopathic constipation, CIC, a broader indication that could materially expand the drug's addressable market. While the trial is expected to read out in the second half of 2027, investors view this as a strategic move that reinforces management's confidence in the drug's clinical profile and lifecycle potential. Intellectual property strength is another key talking point. The company disclosed it has received a notice of allowance for a new patent covering commercial formulations of IBS Rela and Xphozah, with protection extending until December 6, 2041, once issued. Many see this as a critical defensive win, helping to push back generic threats and solidify long term revenue visibility. That said, some community members remain cautious, raising questions about potential patent challenges or infringement risks, especially given the high commercial stakes. Despite the steady drumbeat of positive news, sentiment isn't universally bullish. A vocal segment of investors continues to express frustration with ARDX's stagnant or volatile stock performance, arguing that the market is failing to reflect improving fundamentals. Lingering uncertainty around the CMS reimbursement dispute for Xphozah remains a psychological overhang, with many investors waiting for a definitive resolution before expecting a sustained re-rating. Overall, ARDX is sitting at an interesting crossroads, expanding global revenue potential, strengthening IP protection and pipeline progress on one side, and policy risk, valuation skepticism, and patience fatigue on the other. The community broadly agrees that upcoming execution and clarity on CMS will be decisive in determining whether these catalysts finally translate into a meaningful breakout for the stock.
So the underlying trend on ARDX is a bullish one, underscored by its 200-day moving average, which is sloping slightly to the upside. So the extrapolation of its 3-day moving average is saying that this strength it began to build up yesterday, the 7th of January 2026, is expected to remain in place at least till the end of Monday, the 12th. Okay, ultimately, as a matter of fact, up till Thursday, the 22nd, here there might be a brief contraction based on this extrapolation from the 13th up till the 15th. Okay, so another interesting prospect is a contraction from the 23rd of January based on this extrapolation, going towards its rising 40-day moving average. By some indications, or what we've noticed a pattern, extrapolations pointing towards rather a extrapolations pointing towards moving at 40-day moving 40 period or 40-day moving averages, coming up as prospective buy the dip opportunities. We can see that here as well. The extrapolation seems to be suggesting that when it gets there, the window, but buy the dip opportunity may arise, and that is what we're looking at here. The prospects of a bounce it's looking like a bounce might pick up there. So we'll see how this will go. This is an extrapolation at this point in towards so many days, but the point is that we've just noticed a pattern of four of 3 period moving averages pointing towards 40 period or 40-day moving averages, and ultimately turning out to be a bounce. We've seen this pattern. So they're just patterns. They're just patterns, and their patterns are, I would say, extrapolated patterns. But there is that theory there that if the price is pointing towards its 40-day moving average, that a buy the dip opportunity may be opening up. Okay. On this daily chart, the projection is not saying anything to the upside as things stand right now. A couple of days ago, it had just slight upper projections of 7.16, 7.43. It is currently trading at 7.06. Intraday high in the session was 7.2. Let's see what it's indicating on its 4-hour chart. On this 4-hour chart, it's indicating that this trend it has might remain in place up till a few hours, roughly an hour and a half before the regular session of tomorrow, the 9th, begins. Then after that, you might see a contraction that might remain in place up till Tuesday the 13th. And in that session, possibly the uptrend may resume. No guarantee that that will be the case. Here on this 4-hour chart, the projection is not saying anything to the upside as well. Momentum is expected to remain at least elevated up till the close of tomorrow's trading session. Then it may continue to decay. The price may drop below its 10 period moving average on this 4-hour chart, and maybe it may continue to weaken. Yeah. Okay, what we could do is just quickly apply the market grid. It might give us a range of possible prices. Bear in mind that it has already printed 7.2 in this session. Okay, so we have a range of possible prices. So it's saying here between it has a prospect of trading between 7.53 and 6.46, and it's currently in between 7.26 and 7.12. So the prospect of it advancing towards 7.53 is there, but at the same time, the further up it goes towards 7.53, the stronger the profit taking may be. Yeah, and of course, when profits are taken, it adds selling pressure. So you need to be very much aware of all of that. At the same time, I can imagine when selling pressure occurs as well. There's also, depending on how what is available, it can reinforce the buying pressure as well. It can also do that depending on the situation of things, because what actually matters is if the price discovery, and then also what is available at the time. But we've noticed a pattern. Once it's in the resistance zone, it there's a good chance it may continue to advance and even break beyond the grid beyond the grid. This is the grid. This is the grid. It's like a range. So when once it's advancing, once it's in that resistance zone, it may continue to advance and may break beyond it. So, but at the same time, yeah, a pullback may ultimately happen. And while it's doing so, there's a talk to pull it down and all that. So the reverse is the case. If it's in the support zones, it tends to be stronger. Then it tends to be stronger, and lower prices continue to print. So profit taking is a lot more reliable here. It's this grid gives you what it does very well is telling you more about the prospects of profit taking going on when it's advancing towards maybe the RXT value and all that. So um, yeah, and at the same time as well, also indicating that yeah, maybe it may continue to advance as well. But surely, what happens is profit taking ensues. So yes, that's what's going on right now with ARDX. I'll definitely continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.